question of today is how to unleash resilience in times of uncertainty. Quite relevant in this moment. And my take on this is that we're all resilient. I mean, that's a feature that humankind has built in. And we don't realize it unless we need to reach out for it. So the way to unleash resilience, I believe uncertainty is one of the most beautiful ways to unleash resilience. But the point is, how do I embrace uncertainty? How do I get into it? And how do I let myself respond to it without relying on my rational knowledge or on what I know? Because I believe resilience is not about what we know. It's about intuitive response to a situation that goes far beyond what we could do through our knowledge. So the way to unleash resilience in time of uncertainty is to embrace uncertainty and let what is the knowledge that we have in terms of intuition take over and lead us through the situation.
This is a very important point, and I just want to expand on it a little bit. The key point here is that the resilience is the response to a shrinking, let's call it, or something that is counter-resilient. In other words, whatever happens, let's assume there's anxiety, will be what has to be overcome, as it were, or transcended to get to the point of resilience. So the feeling, the first impact of the crisis is something that we experience. And it's important to have the presence of mind to know that there's something beyond that, first know it, and then have enough background or practice to be able to access that new space in which the issue or the problem or the crisis can be seen from a different perspective. So any technique, any approach that one already has or has created needs to be in place before this happens. Otherwise, a person will just react and your brain will just take over and do what it needs to do. So I find, for example, being silent for a protracted period of time, more so than I normally do, normally shifts my mind into another space. But that's just one example. There are many others.
And for me, I would like to add to that is that the practice is extremely important. My practice, again, is meditation, to go to the place of connection, inner connection. Because if that disconnect happens, it's very difficult to find your own resilience. And then the other method for me that came in very handy and inspirational during the lockdown situation is conversation. Conversations, meaningful conversations with loved ones, with good, great friends, with people that has the capacity to uplift each other and take each other to a new place of thinking. So conversation for me is what I nurture. And during the lockdown, it was beautiful to see how that emerged out of the process, that we suddenly started to find the old conversations arising and emerging again. And for me, that was a really good time. So from that perspective, conversation is at the heart of it.
And for me, resilience comes through inspiration. So every morning, I always start my day with what I enjoy to do. I don't care about what is critical, important, urgent. What is important for me is to do something that I enjoy, something that inspires me. And then my state is ready for the day. And I find that I build tremendous resilience that way, always being excited in the morning, inspired. So we invite you to give us your answer and reflect. That was just for perspective and to give you an example of, but how do you do it yourself? How do you build resilience? And if you want to extend this conversation, please book a coaching session with 1, 2, 3, or 4 of us. We are waiting for your answers and we are waiting for having a longer conversation with you. Have a nice day.